If you want to have more, you have to become more. That's the simple truth. You don't get paid for time, you get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. And how do you increase your value? You educate yourself every single day. Life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. But change doesn't happen in an instant. It happens in the small daily habits of learning, growing, and improving every day. Success is not something you pursue, it is something you attract by becoming the person who deserves it. And the only way to become that person is through consistent learning. Every day is an opportunity to grow, but the question is, are you taking it? Most people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same routines, facing the same struggles, and wondering why nothing changes. But the truth is, change begins with what you know. If you want a better life, you have to know more. If you want to earn more, you have to learn more. The secret to success is simple. Discipline yourself to learn something new every single day. Someone once asked, what's the difference between the successful and the unsuccessful? The answer is simple. What they do daily. The wealthy, the achievers, the ones who keep growing, they make it a habit to learn. Not once in a while, not when they feel like it, but every single day. And it's not always about formal education. In fact, some of the most successful people in the world never had a college degree, but they never stopped learning. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you read a book that challenged your thinking? When was the last time you studied a skill that could increase your value in the marketplace? If the answer is, I don't remember, then that's a problem, because the world is changing fast. What worked 10 years ago may not work today. What made money yesterday may not make money tomorrow. But if you're always learning, always adapting, always growing, you stay ahead of the game. A man once told me, I don't have time to learn. I said, then you don't have time to grow. Because that's what learning is. It's growth. And if you don't grow, you stay where you are. And if you stay where you are, you'll never get what you want. But here's the good news. You don't need hours a day to learn. You just need consistency. If you read 10 pages of a good book every day, that's over 3,600 pages a year. That's about 10 to 12 books that could change your life. Imagine how different your mindset, your habits, and your financial situation could be if you fed your mind with wisdom every day instead of mindless entertainment. Because that's what the wealthy do. They value learning more than distractions. They know that knowledge compounds like interest, and the more they invest in themselves, the more life rewards them. So the question is, will you make learning a priority? Will you commit to growing every day? Because success isn't about luck, it's about preparation. And those who prepare win. A diploma might help you pay the bills, but the right knowledge can build you a fortune. Too many people stop learning the moment they leave school. They believe education ends with a certificate, but that's where real education should begin. Because formal education is designed to help you make a living, but self-education, that's what gives you the power to create wealth, to build something bigger than just a paycheck. Take a look around. There are people with advanced degrees struggling financially, and there are people with no formal education running successful businesses. What's the difference? One stopped learning when school ended, and the other never stopped learning. The marketplace doesn't pay you for what you know. It pays you for the value you bring. And value doesn't come from a degree. It comes from knowledge, from skills, from the ability to think, solve problems, and create solutions. Some of the wealthiest people in history never had a college degree, but they were lifelong students. They studied the marketplace, they studied people, they studied success. They read books, they listened to mentors, they took risks, they experimented, they failed, and they learned. That's real education, the kind that changes your life. Because real education isn't just about knowing facts. It's about knowing how to use knowledge to create opportunities. There was a man who once told me, I finished school years ago. I said, you finished. Learning is not something you finish. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And if you stop growing, you start falling behind. The world keeps moving forward. New ideas, new industries, new opportunities. Everything is changing. And the ones who stay ahead are the ones who keep learning. Now, not saying don't go to school. Get your education, but don't stop there. Develop the habit of self-education. Read books on finance, on personal growth, on sales, on leadership. Learn skills that increase your value. If you work for a company, study what makes that business successful. If you run your own business, study the people who built great businesses before you. If you're in sales, study the best salespeople. There's a book, a course, a mentor for everything you want to learn. The question is, are you willing to learn? Because here's the truth. No one is coming to give you success. The government won't do it. Your employer won't do it. Your family won't do it. If you want more, you have to become more. If you want to earn more, you have to learn more. That's the secret. And the best part, you have complete control over how much you learn. So take responsibility for your education and life will take care of the rest. Your income is a direct reflection of your knowledge and skills. If you want to earn more, you must learn more. It's that simple. The marketplace rewards value, and the only way to increase your value is through learning. Some people say, I want to make more money, but they don't want to change. They don't want to grow. They want to raise without becoming more valuable. But money doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to worth. The more you develop yourself, the more opportunities open up. The more skills you acquire, the more people are willing to pay for your time, your expertise, and your solutions. I once met a man who had been in the same job for years, earning the same salary. He complained, "They don't pay me enough." I asked him, "How much have you learned in the last 5 years?" He hesitated. "Well, I've just been doing my job." There was his answer. If you do the same thing in the same way, year after year, why would anyone pay you more? If you want to increase your income, you must increase your knowledge. Look at the people who make the most money. They are experts in their field. They know things others don't. They have skills others lack, and because they took the time to learn, they get paid more. A doctor, a lawyer, an investor, these people spent years developing their knowledge, and the marketplace rewards them accordingly. The same principle applies everywhere. You don't have to be a doctor or lawyer to earn well, but you must become an expert in something. The good news is we live in a time where learning has never been easier. Books, courses, mentors, online resources, knowledge is everywhere. But here's the catch. Only those who seek it will benefit. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is what you learn along the way. So ask yourself, what skills could make you more valuable? What knowledge could open new doors? Find those answers and start learning today, because the more you learn, the more you earn. If you want to be successful, don't reinvent the wheel. Learn from those who have already done it. Success leaves clues. The people who have built wealth, created businesses, and achieved financial freedom have left behind a trail of lessons, strategies, and wisdom. Your job is to study them, apply what works, and avoid the mistakes they made. Too many people try to figure it all out on their own. They waste years making avoidable errors when they could have learned from someone who has already walked the path. Why struggle blindly when the answers are already out there? If you want to get in shape, you don't guess your way through a workout. You follow the advice of a trainer. If you want to invest wisely, you don't randomly pick stocks. You learn from those who have built wealth through investing. I remember a young man who came to me and said, "I want to be rich." I asked him, "Who are you studying?" He looked confused. "What do you mean?" I said, "Who's teaching you how to be rich? What books are you reading? What successful people are you learning from?" He had no answer. He wanted wealth, but he wasn't learning from anyone who had it. That's like wanting to climb a mountain, but refusing to use a map. Find people who have achieved what you want and study them. Read their books, listen to their talks, understand how they think and what they do. Pay attention to their habits, their mindset, their decision-making. Success isn't a mystery, it's a formula, and if you follow it, you will get results. If someone has built $1 million business, they've left behind lessons on how they did it. If someone has mastered sales, they've shared their techniques. If someone has created financial independence, they've written about the steps they took. The clues are all around you, but you have to be willing to look for them. So don't waste time guessing. Learn from those who have done it. Study success, apply what you learn, and one day others will be looking to you for the clues. Most people spend their lives working hard at their job, hoping that one day all that effort will lead to success. But here's the truth. Working hard on a job will help you make a living, but working hard on yourself will help you make a fortune. A job can give you a paycheck, but personal growth can give you wealth. A job can provide security, but personal development can give you freedom. The difference is in what you choose to invest in. Too many people put all their energy into their job, but they neglect their own growth. They wake up, go to work, put in the hours, come home, and repeat the cycle. And years later, they wonder why nothing has changed. I once met a man who had been working the same job for 20 years. He told me, "I don't understand why I'm still struggling financially." I asked him, "In the last 20 years, how much have you invested in improving yourself?" He was silent. He had been working hard at his job, but he hadn't been working on himself. No new skills, no new knowledge, no new thinking. He was earning the same because he was the same. If you want more, you have to become more. If you want to earn more, you have to learn more. If you want to achieve financial success, you have to grow into the kind of person who attracts success. Money doesn't come to those who simply work hard. It comes to those who provide more value. And you can't provide more value unless you develop yourself. Read books, listen to successful people, take courses, develop new skills. Work harder on improving your mind, your attitude, and your knowledge than you do at your job. Because when you grow, everything else in your life grows with you. Your income, your opportunities, your success. So don't just work for a living. Work on becoming the kind of person who creates a fortune. That's how you change your financial future. If you want to change your life, start by changing what you know. The books you don't read won't help you. The knowledge you never seek out won't transform your thinking. And without a change in thinking, your results will always stay the same. Some people say, "I don't have time to read." But the truth is, they have time for everything else. Hours spent on entertainment, distractions, meaningless conversations, but no time for learning. That's not a time issue. That's a priority issue. If your future matters to you, if your success matters to you, then learning must become a part of your daily life. I once met a young man who told me he wanted to be wealthy. I asked him what books he was reading. He said, "I don't like reading." So I told him, "Then you're telling me you don't like success, because success requires learning." He looked at me, surprised. He had never connected the two. But how could he expect to build wealth without first building his mind? Wealthy people read. They seek wisdom. They learn from those who have done it before. If you want to get rich, start by filling your mind with the knowledge that leads to wealth. Read about money. Read about business. Read about mindset. Every book you pick up has the potential to change the way you think. And when your thinking changes, your actions change. And when your actions change, so do your results. Some people say, "I already know enough." But let me ask you this. If what you know today was enough to make you rich, wouldn't you already be rich? If what you know today was enough to change your life, wouldn't your life already be different? The truth is, if you're not where you want to be, it's because there's something you haven't learned yet. You don't have to read every book in the world, but you do have to read the right books. Books that challenge you, books that open your mind, books that teach you how to think differently, act differently, and achieve differently. So pick up a book, invest in your mind, because the books you don't read won't help you. But the ones you do can change everything. If you want to change your financial future, start by changing yourself. The best investment you'll ever make is not in stocks, not in real estate, not in business, It's in you. Because when you grow, everything around you grows. When you improve, your results improve. Some people look for the next big opportunity. They want the secret to getting rich. But the real secret is this: wealth follows personal growth. If you develop the right skills, the right mindset, and the right habits, success becomes automatic. But if you stay the same, no amount of opportunity will change your life. I once met a man who told me he had big dreams. He wanted to start his own business, build wealth, and live a better life. But when I asked him what he was doing to prepare himself, he had no answer. He was waiting for the right time, the right opportunity. But the truth is, the right time never comes if you're not ready. You have to be ready for success before it arrives. That means investing in your knowledge, developing your skills, and improving your mindset. The rich understand this. They don't wait for luck. They prepare for success. They take courses, read books, attend seminars, and surround themselves with people who challenge them to grow. They invest in their personal development because they know the returns are unlimited. Think about it. If you improve your ability to communicate, you can close more deals, build stronger relationships, and create more opportunities. If you develop your financial knowledge, you can make better decisions with your money and create lasting wealth. If you sharpen your leadership skills, you can inspire others and build a thriving business. Every skill you develop increases your value in the marketplace, and the more valuable you become, the more success you attract. Some people say investing in yourself is expensive. But let me ask you, what's more expensive? Investing in your growth or staying the same? What costs more? Spending money on learning or losing opportunities because you weren't prepared? The price of ignorance is always higher than the price of education. No one is born with success. It's built step by step through learning, improving, and taking action. If you're willing to invest in yourself, there are no limits to what you can achieve. So don't wait for life to change. Start changing yourself today. Because the better you become, the better your life will be. Some people think that knowledge alone will change their lives. They believe that reading books, attending seminars, and listening to successful people will somehow bring success. But that's not how it works. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes real power when you apply it. There are people who have read every book on wealth, but they're still broke. They know all about health, but they're still out of shape. They understand discipline, but they still procrastinate. Why? Because they never put what they learn into action. They collect information, but never use it. I once met a man who told me he had studied business for years. He had read hundreds of books on entrepreneurship. He could explain marketing, sales, and leadership with great detail. But he was still struggling financially. I asked him, "What business are you in?" He said, "Oh, I haven't started one yet. I'm still learning." That was the problem. He had knowledge, but he wasn't using it. He was waiting for the perfect moment, but the perfect moment never comes. If you wait until you feel 100% ready, you'll never start. Action creates momentum, and momentum leads to results. You don't have to know everything before you begin. Just take the first step. If you've read about investing, start investing. If you've studied leadership, start leading. If you've learned about discipline, start practicing it. The best way to learn is by doing. Some people are afraid to take action because they fear failure. But failure is part of the process. Every successful person has failed, but they didn't stop. They learned from their mistakes, made adjustments, and kept going. If you take action and fail, you're still ahead of the person who never tried. It's not enough to know what to do. You have to do what you know. Imagine someone who buys a book on fitness, studies it, memorizes every detail, but never exercises. Will they get in shape? Of course not. The same applies to success. Reading about it won't make you successful. You have to act. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. But knowledge applied can change your life. So don't just learn, use what you learn. Because results don't come from what you know. They come from what you do. Everything we've talked about comes down to one thing: taking action. You can have the best ideas, the best plans, and the best intentions, but without action, nothing changes. Success is not about what you know, it's about what you do with what you know. There are people out there with half your knowledge, half your talent, but they're getting ahead because they take action. They don't wait for the perfect time. They don't wait until they feel ready. They just start. And because they start, they grow, they learn, they adjust, and eventually they succeed. So ask yourself, what have you been putting off? What knowledge have you gained that you haven't applied yet? What step have you been afraid to take? Decide today that you won't wait any longer. Take one step, make one decision, apply one thing you've learned, and then keep going. Because the future belongs to those who do, not those who wish, not those who plan, but those who act. So go out there, take control of your life, and put what you've learned into action. Your success is waiting for you, but only if you go after it.